Ladies and gentlemen, we are revisiting this story out of California City. And if you guys have not heard about this story, first let me tell you, please click the thumbs up, share this stream, because I want everybody to be able to hear this. I want everybody to have an opportunity to chime in. This story really stunk to high hell. Like it smelled like, I don't know if you guys have ever smelled like rotting fish in a trash can. Well, when people email me stories like this, I just sniff them out. I could just tell when something don't look right. You have to understand that this is coming from 40 years of experience with dealing with bullshit. Yes? So when you see things, you recognize things. When you come from certain environments, when you come from things and you recognize these things, you're able to call them out a whole lot easier, right? With this particular story, I'm gonna tell y'all, I will replay this video. I'm not gonna even pull up the damn news story. I don't even have to read it. All you guys have to know is this: the biological mother in this story had a bunch of children. I think she had like 4 or 5. Okay, let me get her face up on the screen so you guys can see who I'm talking about. This woman, this individual, is the biological mother putting on this cry show, right? She's putting on this waterworks show, and yeah, people felt sad for her, and apparently she must have thought enough people felt bad for her because of what she did, which we're getting ready to talk about here in a moment. But here's the thing: at least 2 of her children were taken out of her custody for whatever reason. The reason, I don't know yet, okay? Child Services has not told me why she lost custody of these kids, but she lost custody nonetheless, okay? So what happens with children like that? Either A, they could go with a family member and be adopted out that way, so the family members can take care of the kids while the individual parent gets their shit together, or they end up in foster care, which is definitely what you don't want, because it's just a cesspool of bullcrap. Or option number 3, they could end up in a foster home and get adopted out. Here's the problem. As a biological parent, if you get your stuff together, make sure that you have a job, make sure that you have a stable home, make sure that you have rooms for these kids, bed, clothing, a way to provide for them, ways to actually take care of them. You have to show the courts and show the department, whoever it is that took your kids. You have to prove to the courts that you can take care of these kids. That's the way it works. If you fail to do so, then there's a good likelihood that you will not ever get those kids back. Why? Because if they are able, because these kids need stability. Let's say that first. Let's say that first. We advocate for children first. These children need stability first. Okay? So putting them in a household that seems to be a good place, yes, you want to permanently place them. You don't want to keep moving them from house to house to house to house. And some of y'all know people who can tell stories that they've been from house to house to house to house. That's just how they grew up until they turned 18, and then they got out on their own. It's a real jacked up way to live your life when you don't have a family to call your own. I know that, right? I know that because my mom and dad helped raise foster kids. I've seen these children go through this stuff where they're constantly going from house to house to house. Okay? So when you get an opportunity to place these kids in a good home, it's a great thing for the kids. But let's pause right goddamn there. These kids were placed in this household, and now these 2 idiots, let me see if I can get Tweedledee and Tweedledum on the screen. Right here. These 2 idiots, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, these are not only the foster parents, but the adopted parents. And what that means is that they had these kids for so long, and they were qualified in the eyes of the law, that they were able to permanently adopt these kids. Those 2. And somehow they said they sent the kids outside to go play, and now they can't find them. 2 boys. Let me see if I can get their face up on the screen so you guys can know exactly who I'm talking about. These babies right here. These 2 boys. They can't find them. One would have to ask, how is that even possible if you're being a responsible parent and you can't find two kids that you're supposed to have custody of and supposed to be watching and taking care of them? That's Orrin West and Orson West. We don't know where they are based on the words of the adopted parents. But they gave us a story. They say these kids just disappeared out into thin air. But there's a lot of people, not only around that area, but around the world that are listening. How many of y'all believe that those parents, those adopted parents, did something either to those kids or with those kids? It's a possibility they could have been sold off for the benefits that they could collect from those kids, babies for benefits. Yes, because these ain't their biological kids. Why would they give a crap about them? Number two, maybe they had a short temper one day or over a prolonged period of time and beat them and murdered them. That is a possibility. Third possibility, maybe they really did disappear. Maybe they got kidnapped. But I seriously don't think that that's possible because the FBI came in and did some investigating, and the FBI came into their home and took bags. They took evidence. They dug up the backyard. They even took an entire vehicle, towed it, took it. Took their whole damn car. Not a piece of the car, not a tire, not a seat. Not their face mask in the car, the whole damn car. Just took it. And one would have to ask, if the FBI is willing to go through all of that, it seems that they probably have some evidence and they're probably just waiting to build a case. Because I don't know if y'all know this or not, but the FBI actually has a very high conviction rate. So if they bring charges against you, you best believe that they have enough evidence to convict you on those charges. Better than 90%. Right? Better than 90%. So I feel that they know something, but y'all gotta hear this interview again. Matter of fact, can I tell y'all why we're even here? This is why I'm redoing this show, because we don't need to revisit that part just yet. That's not quite as important as what the biological mom did. We're not going to even call her a mom. This woman, the alleged biological mom of those kids, do y'all know what she did? Does anybody want to take a guess as to what she just did? Like Stephen A. Smith said, she had the unmitigated gall to do something that y'all know I complain about a lot. What is it? Do y'all want to take a guess? What do y'all think she did? It's something that I complain about all the time. Y'all want to take a guess? Time's up. How about I just reveal what that woman did? Want to see what Ryan did? Ryan Dean did? The biological mother of the missing boys? Oh, snaps. Y'all guessed it right. Oh, snaps. Look at what we have here, Lieutenant Dan. How about that? How many of you guys are surprised that the biological... This is the update. You want the update? This is the update, just in case some of y'all did not know. The update is that the biological mother is now asking for money. She's asking for GoFundMe money to get supposed legal help, legal counsel. She is asking for a grand total, if y'all can see this, I've got my whiteboard up here. She's asking for $15,000. Do y'all see why I have this t-shirt on that says babies for benefits? Babies for benefits. How many of you guys are shocked? As you can see right here, it says the organizer is a person by the name of Ryan Dean who is the biological mother of Orrin West and Orson West. She's asking for attorney fees of $15,000. Now, some of y'all might look at that and be like, well, you know, maybe her kids are dead and maybe she needs that money for something. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Do you guys have any idea why you cannot put up a GoFundMe and ask for attorney fees with a situation like this? Does anybody have any idea? Let me see. Who said that? Ami R is actually really, really close. Ami R is really, really close on this, okay? So look at what Ami R wrote and follow that. That means that she's assuming that the boys are dead. And you cannot assume the boys are dead until you have what? Bodies. It cannot be ruled as a homicide or murder or anything else until you have bodies. Just like one of the cases we had in Houston, Texas, that's exactly why they weren't able to get the charges in that case, because they did not have the bodies. But here's what you also got to think about. Why are you more focused on, like, who are you going to sue? Who are you going to sue? And why would you sue before you find your kids? Don't you think that maybe she should be exerting all of her efforts into trying to find the boys? Huh? Well, here's the thing, Tanea, because I can actually address that. You believe that she wants custody back. I'm going to tell you why she don't want custody back. Because the mom hadn't seen those boys since 2018, which is how the adopted parents were able to adopt the boys, because the mom made no effort to get them back. All we got to do is follow the logic trail. That's it. So that's how I can say with absolute certainty the mom did not want these boys back. So she can't be suing for money. For custody. They don't even have the boys back. They don't have bodies. They have nothing. So there's nothing to sue for. Because I want you to also think about this. What if somebody actually did kidnap these kids and the adopted parents didn't know any better? They didn't know. What if they got kidnapped? Then that means you can't sue anybody, and you would have gotten $15,000 to do what? Don't y'all think that's a little bit insensitive? Y'all try to call me insensitive, not y'all, but people that email me sometimes in my comment section try to say that I'm insensitive for the way that I describe these people. Why don't y'all think that's insensitive, the fact that she's asking for a whole $15,000 and nobody even knows what happened yet? $290 is $290 too damn much. She should got nothing. She should have never put up the freaking GoFundMe. Matter of fact, I want y'all to think about this. How can she put that picture up of her kids, or what used to be her kids, and ask for money for kids that she legally does not own anymore? Oops. That's why I need this dose of keys today. We got to get right today. I'm going to say that again. How can she ask for money on behalf of children that she does not legally own anymore? Brownstone Jen got it. She lost her parental rights. Now tell me that's not a hell of a revelation in this story. That's my update. That's my update. But let me go ahead and show you guys. I'm going to re-show y'all these interviews because I want y'all to see why I'm so upset and why I said that this was bull crap from the beginning. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Let me address what you said. I'm reading the chat, and we got 700 people here. If y'all would click that thumbs up, try to get us to 600 or 700 thumbs up, please. But let me address what Jasmine said. Jasmine said, what did you say? You said she still has some rights. If you know what rights she has, Jasmine, post it in the comment section, sweetheart. I'm telling you, she legally does not have any rights to those kids at all. This is coming from experience. I know what I'm talking about. But if you know what rights she has, please tell us in the chat. I'm not getting on to you. But if you feel like she has some rights, please tell us in the chat what you believe her rights are, because she doesn't have any to those two children any longer. Let's get it.
Well, Alex, I can tell you this. Speaking to the adoptive parents was incredibly telling, as for the first time since the kids went missing, they're telling us exactly what happened from their perspective. Now, it's all...
You were saying she was allowed supervision? No. That's before the kids got adopted. She has zero rights. No rights. While they were in the foster process, she did. But once those kids get adopted, she no longer has any rights to those children legally. Y'all can look it up. And that's okay. Yeah, you're good, Jasmine. I can appreciate y'all putting your thoughts and feelings in there. That's okay. But look it up. I can promise you I'm right about that.
Well, Alex, I can tell you this. Speaking to the adoptive parents was incredibly telling, as for the first time since the kids went missing, they're telling us exactly what happened from their perspective. Now, it's also important to mention that the community here, a lot of neighbors told me that the parents have been virtually absent from all search efforts, raising a lot of concern out here in California City. But the adoptive parents told me that's because they've been busy with the police investigation, and that police told them that they don't need to be out there searching because there's already an adequate amount of people doing so.
I came in the house, I saw them there, I went in the house, I came back out, I didn't see them now.
Trezell West details the moment his two adopted boys, 3-year-old Orson and 4-year-old Oren, went missing Monday night from their California City home. Moments before, West says he was gathering wood to start a fire.
I opened up the back gate, I'm throwing wood, bringing it inside the house. My wife's inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that our youngest two go outside and play with chalk on the back patio.
Shortly after, West says he no longer saw the boys on the patio. He asked his wife, Jacqueline, if she saw them. She said no. That's when he says panic set in.
I realized that I left the gate open, and I panicked, came inside the house, searched the house, me and my wife. Once that didn't pan out, I got in the van. I looked down the street, both directions. It was.
And I want y'all to pay attention to his body language. We're only going to revisit a couple of these videos. But let me address somebody who in the chat posted what I believe to be 100% factual information. Let me read this. It says, after an adoption process is finalized by the court, both birth parents lose all legal rights to their children. This means that a biological mother will not have the right to make important life decisions for those kids. They lose all legal rights. Those kids become somebody else's legal property. But again, look at his arms folded. He's rejecting energy. He's blocking energy. That's a bad body language when you're talking about trying to explain something and hope that people believe you. Watch his body language.
And I panicked, came inside the house, searched the house, me and my wife. Once that didn't pan out, I got in the van. I looked down the street, most directions. It was getting dark, getting cold.
West said he then called the police within minutes. Since then, California City Police, the FBI, and the Kern County Sheriff's Office have been investigating. Police searched the couple's home Tuesday night, then interviewed the couple at police headquarters. Meantime, multiple search efforts were launched, which continued Wednesday, including with the help of the boys' biological mother, Ryan Dean. She says she's worked hard to get her life on track and wanted to get custody of her boys back eventually. But now she thinks that will never happen and is blaming the adoptive parents.
They did something. I feel like they did something and they know something. They did something and I feel my kids is somewhere around here. I can feel it. And I feel like they're in the house, and I feel like they did something.
Trezell and Jacqueline say they understand the frustration.
He thinks you guys did something.
And that's understandable.
What's your response to that?
That's understandable. I would think the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly the point. And if we can find our babies, then guess what? That's no. And that's all I want is to find our babies. That's it.
Some residents and family members of the boys would also get involved during the interview.
Y'all was supposed to take care of my nephew.
But the Wests are standing firm as the search efforts continue.
We're going through.
I don't like how that woman yelled at them saying, y'all supposed to take care of my nephew. You want to know why I don't like that? I said it in the last stream. But the reason why I didn't like her yelling and screaming that is because if that was your nephew, then maybe you should have took care of your nephew. These people don't have any blood ties to those kids. Maybe you should have took care of your nephew.
That's no. And that's all I want is to find our babies. That's it.
Some residents and family members of the boys would also get involved during the interview.
Y'all was supposed to take care of my nephew.
But the Wests are standing firm as the search efforts continue.
We're going through it. It's difficult. I mean, everybody's making their own their own conclusions.
And I want y'all to notice, I got a couple more videos before we start with our other two stories, that the mom, from what I understand, I could be wrong, but the so-called biological mom didn't participate in searching for her boys. All the while, she's asking for this $15,000 GoFundMe for legal fees. I want y'all to think about that. She didn't help Look. She's not currently helping Look. But she sure is at home typing up this GoFundMe trying to get $15,000. Now, let's get back to this damn story. Let's get it.
They don't know anything. We're not sure like everything. We're not sure. We said what we knew.
And now back out here live, I should say that the tension in this community is just raising by the minute. Right now, it seems like there's some kind of makeshift memorial candles and balloons here on the east side of me, as if something they know has already happened to these kids. Now, I should also mention that the California City Police and various agencies were back out here on the scene again today, and they're...
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for 23 ABC News at 11. I'm Alex Bell in for Jessica Herring. And a search enforcement is confused and angry, and so is the biological mother of the boys, Ryan Dean.
They've been missing since 5 p.m. yesterday, which is, I don't understand. I don't understand.
There go the waterworks. This is the so-called biological mom, Ryan Dean. Look at this. The one that just asked for $15,000 in GoFundMe and can't even substantiate why she needs the $15,000.
I don't understand.
Dean says that imagining her boys are gone is a nightmare. She says that she misses them every day and is heartbroken that she isn't in their lives. Dean hopes her children are okay and that she will be able to soon see them again.
If they find my kids, can they just give them back to me? Whatever I have to do to work on it, to get them. I have a home, I have a car, I have a job, I have money. It's nothing to provide for them.
But why did they take your kids to begin with? Why are you asking for $15,000 since it's nothing to take care of your kids?
If they find my kids, can they just give them back to me? Whatever I have to do to work on it to get them. I have a home, I have a car, I have a job, I have money. It's nothing to provide for them. I come from a good background, as you can see, and I don't understand. I just want my babies. If they find them, just give them back to me, please.
If they took your kids from you because you definitely posed the risk to your kids, why would they turn around and give you your kids back? How does that even make any sense? If they find your kids, put them back in your possession when you spent 2 years and didn't try to find your kids. You didn't try to go get your kids in 2 years, but if they find them, you want them back in your custody. That's dumb. What's going on, Cloud Consciousness, in the chat? I see you, and I want to shout you out. But y'all tell me what you think.
That's all I want. If they just find them, I just want my kids back to me. Whatever they want me to do, I'll do it again for my kids.
And she said it with an attitude. She said, I'll do it again. Like, you shouldn't have never lost custody of your kids. What the hell?
So they okay.
23BC did speak to the biological father.
Let's skip to the next one.
All right, thank you. 2 toddlers last seen Monday in California City are still missing this morning. 23 ABC's Kristen Vartan joining us live in Cal City this morning with the latest on the search efforts there. Kristen?
Guys, we're almost at our goal. We want to have an average about 1,000 people here, but we need more people to click that thumbs up. We're almost at 400. Can we get 600 thumbs up? 200 more people click that thumbs up. It'll help share the stream and let more people know that we're live. I want to hear what you guys think. Do y'all think she's full of crap? Don't let what I say sway what you guys think. If y'all think that y'all believe the mom and she deserves that $15,000 GoFundMe, even though I just sent out a notice to GoFundMe to flag it down, I'll be honest with you. Because why are you asking for money and you don't know where your damn kids are? $15,000 though?
Yes, we are right outside of Orrin and Orrin West home, the 3 and 4-year-olds that are missing. And we spoke to the California City Police this morning, and they said there has been no update at this time. Now, their foster parents,
like, who is she gonna sue? Ghostbusters? Because you can't sue anybody until you can't sue them for wrongful death. You can't sue them for anything.
The parents.
Kids did not like them. I could tell. I could tell when my kids like someone or when they don't like someone. I have 2 older kids, and I know. And
and y'all notice she says she has 2 older kids. That means she had 4 kids, lost 2 of them. 4 kids and lost 2 of them. How responsible is that? Let's flip the question around. How irresponsible is that to have 4 kids and you lose 2 of them? So that means you lost those kids for a pretty damn good reason. And I'm not saying that she's the blame for the well, yes, I am. Yes, I am. She is the blame for the disappearance of these kids. Because if she never lost custody of these kids, then those adopted parents, Giselle and whatever the other whore's name is, would have never been able to get custody of the kids and adopt them and use those kids for the benefits that they could collect from those kids. She never should have lost them from the jump. Everybody make mistakes. Nobody perfect. Ma'am, you already weren't doing well with 2 kids. And then you turn around and have a 3rd and a 4th. What about my body, my choice? Is this not my body, my choice? You chose to have these kids and keep bringing them into the world, bringing them into the world, bringing them into the world, bringing them into the world. You had 9 times 4 months to think about this every single time that you laid down with a man. Why is getting dick from a man that important that you continue to keep getting pregnant for 9 months? Sorry, but I got to keep it real. Why is getting dick that important? I don't think my dick is that important. to continue to keep putting yourself further and further into poverty. I got one that I'm gonna blow y'all socks off with right after these videos. Y'all don't go nowhere.
Didn't like them. Something was going on.
I got a theory that's gonna blow y'all out the chat.
Officials did confirm that
police and community.
Well, it's been a very busy 2 days here in California. Suddenly, they just disappeared.
And that's all I want is to find our babies. That's it.
Trezell and Jacqueline West are the adoptive parents of the missing boys. One is 3-year-old Orson West. The other is 4-year-old Oren West.
They are going to be here in this area.
It all happened at around 5 p.m. on Monday. Trezell West says the boys were playing with chalk on their back porch. He went outside and opened the back gate to gather wood for a fire. The mother was inside wrapping Christmas presents.
I came in the house, I saw them there in the one house. I came back out, I didn't see them there.
West says he searched inside the house and the whole backyard.
I realized that I left the gate open and I panicked.
That's when he drove around the neighborhood calling their names and talking to neighbors.
So then I came home and I told my wife we need to call the cops. It's getting dark and I need help. We gotta get going.
California City Police and dozens of locals searched the area for the kids Monday night and all day Tuesday, but the parents stayed inside their home.
And I wanted to thank you guys that night, but we couldn't go outside.
The cops told us the best are out here.
The best are out here searching.
Police say the parents have been cooperative. Yesterday, they went willingly to the station for questioning and later were released. Police took their phones and their 4 other kids away. Detectives got a warrant last night to search the house, and they...
Yes, they said 4 other kids. That means 6 children in total were in their possession. Let's not skip that. Which is why I'm getting ready to say what I'm getting ready to say right after this video.
To the parents' white van.
I don't understand.
Ryan Dean is the biological mother of the 2 boys. She and the 2 biological fathers of the children came to the house today to figure out what was happening.
And I just had to be here because my babies are supposed to be missing from this house, so I just need to be right here, right now.
She's been putting up flyers with the boys' faces.
I thank everyone so much. I appreciate you guys. I never thought that I would be in this situation.
All right, are y'all ready for my theory? We got over 800 people here. I think I'm ready to give y'all my theory. Don't forget to click the thumbs up, okay? Please click that thumbs up. Here's my theory. Because this one is going to blow y'all socks off. You got to remember, we got 2 scenarios. One, where the biological mother lost custody of the kids. And scenario number 2, another couple ended up getting the kids out of foster care and ended up fostering the kids and then adopted the kids and legally became the biological mother and father of those kids, meaning the biological mother lost all her legal rights to those children. That's what we're looking at. So I have a thing called babies for benefits, right? Here's why I'm going to light the candle on top of this shit cake. Y'all ready for this? The biological mother, again, put up a $15,000 GoFundMe page, allegedly. Well, no, it's not even alleged because she says it right there. It says for attorney fees. For classic and sincere attorney fees. How would the kids even have just never mind. Anyway, she's asking for $15,000 and hoping there's about 100,000 dummies out there that'll give her this money. She's hoping people will get their heartstrings plucked and give her $15,000. Don't put it past these lying ass adopted parents, because I think they're lying. I think everybody's lying. Here we go. Don't put it past this slow ass looking mother, even though she looks like she's slower than a bottle of molasses that have been left outside in the freezing cold. Don't put it past this slow mother to collaborate with these fake ass adopted parents. They might have conspired together, working together, because you can clearly tell that neither one of them gave a crap about these two boys. Conveniently, these so-called adopted parents were wrapping gifts, which is the perfect alibi to leave the kids outside. Allegedly, that's your story and you're going to stick to it, and somehow they disappeared. Oh, that's a great story, is it not? Great alibi. Don't put it past all three of these assholes that none of them cared about these kids, that they might be willing, that if this whole thing goes the right way, that she might get $15,000 and might break them off half of it. Maybe she gets $15,000. Maybe she raises the GoFundMe, hoping that more people will feel sorry for her and she'll ask for more money. Or what if the adopted parents turn around and open up their own GoFundMe? Now everybody's getting paid from these boys and nobody has a reliable explanation as to where the hell they are. First and foremost, we need the body of these boys because I believe that they're dead. Or we need to find out who they allowed to take these kids. I'm telling you, with all the stories that we did all of 2020 and the beginning of this year, I just don't think there's much hope that these boys are alive. And especially when you put up this heinous ass GoFundMe, yes, I believe that more people should feel like this thing should be reported and flagged down. I mean, I don't know if y'all want to do that or not, but if y'all do, I wouldn't blame you. I personally don't believe that she needs any more money. There's no reason to give money to people that are being irresponsible, because you don't teach irresponsibility by rewarding it. Ooh, did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? You don't make people responsible by rewarding bad behavior. Isn't that the same way that we should raise children? Because it don't seem like these adults have learned that. It's a very callous thing to do that in this type of moment. GoFundMe should have been the last thing her fat ass should have been worried about. And because of that, that's why I'm calling this out. That's why I'm doing this update, because now I believe that this thing, I think it stinks even worse. I think that makes this even worse. But I promise y'all, if we find out what happens, the AFC and me and everybody else are going to be, matter of fact, they got a whole, matter of fact, can I give a shout out to the Facebook group, the Orrin and Orson group on Facebook? If y'all have not subscribed to that group, they are constantly posting updates in that group on Facebook. Look them up. And they were nice enough to share my video in their group. So I want to say thank you to y'all for sharing my content, sharing my video, so more people can hear about this story, because I believe that we absolutely need to get justice for those two boys, because they were too small. They could not speak for themselves. And these boys could not defend themselves against the tyranny of their biological mother, their biological father, and not even their adopted parents. God only knows where these kids are, and just put a prayer hands up in the chat that hopefully we can find them or find their bodies. But we need something, and we need closure, and we need it soon. Okay? Hopefully the FBI found something, and maybe they'll let us know soon. I'm DJ Just Jay with the AFC, where we advocate for children first. That's our first priority. Now, I do have a couple more stories for the people who are here. If you saw the thumbnail, then you guys know that I'm here to talk about more than just that one story. So if you guys would, let me see, what was the update with the stepmother that murdered the stepdaughter, Takesha Williams? As of right now, I talk to them like once a week. We don't have an update yet. We don't have an update yet. Matter of fact, I actually told the family out there that when they have another court date or when they have something big going on, I told them I would actually fly down to to Stockton, California. I told him I would fly down there and I would be down there to support them. So I will absolutely make sure and let y'all know, and I'll upload video. I'll get interviews. Once I go down there, we'll do all of that stuff. But yeah, I'll fly down there to California and let y'all know what happens with that for sure. But that's on my mind and that's on my heart. Let's talk about this wild case right here. Ooh, I know I'm going to make some people mad with this one. Ooh-wee. I know I'm about to make some people mad with this one. Let me give a shout out to Lachelle Ani, who rejoined the channel membership. Much love, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let me also say thank you real quick to Leanne Engel. And I missed a super chat earlier. Said can definitely, California definitely deserves an L on this story. Facts over feelings. I hope everyone does not help. She is guilty somehow. Thank you for your message, and thank you for your $20 super chat. Always showing love. Always. I got to talk about this story. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, the individual that you see on my screen, if y'all are family members with her, I know this is going to hurt some people's heart, what I'm about to say about this woman. But I have to say it because I have to be honest. Y'all know we have a hashtag, right? The AFC's most famous hashtag that's starting to get around is hashtag when you date thugs, you date death, right? What's up, Monique? Thank you very much. Hashtag, can we get everybody to write that in the chat? Hashtag date thugs, date death. Let me give a shout out to Illicit Deeds. This is one of the stories where I'm going to use her article, and I'm going to talk about this, but I got a lot to say about this story. Let's talk about this. What's the name of the Facebook group? Give me a moment. I can pull that up for you. Give me a moment. Because I do want y'all to be able to follow that group. What's up, what up, Monique? Let's see here. The official name for the group is Missing Orson and Orrin West Discussion Group. It's a group. Missing Orrin and Orrin West. Missing Orson and Orrin West Discussion Group. So that's how you guys will find that on Facebook if you want to follow that group. If they have a question about you joining the group, just answer the question honestly, and I'm sure they'll let you in the group. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to first of all apologize to any family or friends of this woman right here, because I know what I'm going to say is not going to sit well with some people's sensibilities, but I think that people come and listen to my stories because they want me to be honest and they want me to have some type of rhyme and reason to what I'm saying. And I believe that what I'm saying is helping people make better decisions, and hopefully we can start saving children and not put them in such bad positions. That's what the AFC stands for. The person that you see on my screen is a mother. She is a mother of 5 kids. Not a wife, just a mother that had 5 kids. And I said had as in past tense. Some of you guys already know where I'm going with this story, but let me tell you the story. This comes out of Winston-Salem. I think Winston-Salem is in Oregon. Y'all don't get on to me about my geography. I ain't that good. I ain't that smart, right? If I was a box of crayons, I probably wouldn't be the brightest one in the box. But Winston-Salem, and I bet you I was probably wrong about that, whatever. Winston-Salem, a man appears in court a year after the mother of 5 found dead in a Greensboro, Hampton Park. A man is facing multiple charges, and he appeared in court Monday after he was accused of first-degree murder and the death of a 25-year-old woman. And that's North Carolina. I apologize. Sorry. North Carolina, my bad. Don't know. I didn't do good in geography. I'm just saying. But thank y'all for correcting me in the chat. A man is facing first-degree murder charges of that 25-year-old woman. And I want y'all to remember that this 25-year-old woman has 5 kids. An arrest was made after more than a year of the mother being shot and killed at a Greensboro park inside a vehicle. Police arrested and charged that individual that you see on my screen with a big ass tattoo underneath his eye. And I think it says, what does that say? I think it says dumbass. I can't read that. Maybe I got to zoom in a little bit more. But I think it either says retard or dumbass. So I'm not sure which one. But we'll move past the big ass thuggish, ruggish bone tattoo underneath the eye. Okay? His name is Austin Alvy Jackson, who was 26 years old. So he was only 1 year older than her, of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. With first-degree murder and robbery with a dangerous weapon. First-degree murder and robbery with a dangerous weapon. And I want y'all to remember that he robbed a mother of 5. Bookmark that. We'll come back to it. He is facing charges in the death of the 25-year-old woman by the name of Desiree Amy Hall, 25 years old. Court officials say that Jackson made his first court appearance on Monday. Officials say that he will be held with no bond. Good for that. No bond. And could face the death penalty if he is convicted. Also, good for that. Desiree was killed in November of 2019, leaving behind not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 children, ranging in the ages of 2 years old to as high as 11 years old. I'm going to just put that in the air for y'all, as if I was smoking a blunt. I'm going to put that in the air for y'all. I'm going to let y'all smell that, and y'all tell me what's wrong with that picture. We'll come back to it here in a moment. Desiree was killed in November of 2019. The 25-year-old mother is leaving behind 5 children ranging in age from age 2 all the way up to 11 years old. Jackson's next court appearance is tentatively scheduled for February the 9th. Let's see if the AFC picks that up. I got to tell y'all something, man. It's funny how in these so-called sectors of YouTube, all of these idiots are calling people pedophiles and child molesters and all of these weird things that people call people just because they don't like them or they're jealous or whatever the case is. And you're constantly accusing people of doing something when you actually have a situation where you guys know that this could have been your cousin, this could have been your sister, this could have been your neighbor, this could have been anybody. If she's 25 years old with an 11-year-old, that means that she was getting plucked. She was getting her feathers plucked between the age of 13 and 14 years old. Drink some of my Dos Equis on that one. A mother by the age of 15 getting her feathers plucked at 13 and 14 years old. I am the father of a 13-year-old girl. And shout out to my daughter, by the way. That really resonates with me. That really hits home for me. And not only did this mother have that happen, we don't know the story. But what we do know is the remnants that happened thereafter. She didn't stop at that. She had a second baby. Nobody got tubes tied. None of that. Birth control, none of that. We have a third kid. No tubes tied, no birth control, none of that. A fourth kid. My body, my choice. A fifth kid. No marriage, no husband, no stability. And she's 25. Do y'all know what age I was when I had my daughter? I was 24. at the age that she died was around when I had my daughter. My first. Not my fifth. First. That gestation takes 9 months at a time. So she literally spent all of her teenage and adult life pregnant with her legs in the air. Isn't that, man? Where were the parents? That's what I'm wondering. So the reason why I bring that up is because of this. There's a reason I'm bringing this up. And I know if y'all are listening, if y'all love this woman, if y'all knew this woman, I'm sorry that I'm saying this. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to people around y'all, and maybe people who have teenagers who are listening to this. Maybe teenage girls who are listening to this. This is not the scenario that you want to grow up and live in, to continue to just keep searching for love in all the wrong damn places. You don't find love with your legs in the air. I'm going to tell you, the majority of these dudes out here ain't shit. I've been one of them. I can attest. I was one of them. I became a better person, but I was not always a quintessential good person. I did my share of moving around. The reason I bring that up before I even show the videos is because I want y'all to look at his face and understand that he was basically her age. Do y'all think this has something to do with the robbery? Seeing how cute that young girl is? That young mother? Do y'all think that with her having 5 kids, how rich do y'all think she was at 25? Even though she could have been getting child support, food stamps, Section 8, all of that stuff. She could have been getting all of that. But how much money do y'all think she actually had? Let's think about this in a rational way. They said robbery. He robbed her. I wouldn't believe that R word. I wouldn't believe rob. I'd believe rape, not rob. Because I seriously doubt if she had anything that he wanted to rob from her. I'm not speaking that from what I know as a fact. I'm just saying I'm just trying to figure out how any of this makes any sense and why he would pick her as the so-called random target. I personally believe that he might have known her, might have been dating her, might have gotten mad at her, and he might have taken his anger out on her. But I'm just throwing it out there. But tell me what you guys think. Let me give you the fair usage. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Like I said, I could be wrong. I don't know her. I just don't know what a 25-year-old mother with 5 kids has that you would want to steal. Besides the thing that helped her bring those 5 kids into this world. Just thinking rationally. Let's go.
Now, Winston-Salem man is in custody in connection to a 2019 homicide. 26-year-old Austin Jackson is charged with first-degree murder and robbery with a dangerous weapon. Police say he shot 25-year-old Desiree Hall on November 14th of last year at Hampton Park. Investigators say robbery appears to be the motive.
And let me knock down a theory. I know people are saying stimulus check. He murdered her in 2019 before we heard anything about coronavirus and before a shutdown. The shutdown happened in February of 2020. I want y'all to think about that. We weren't getting stimuluses in 2019. All right, let's go.
Breaking news right now at noon. Greensboro police are investigating the death of a mother. A friend of the family said she leaves behind 5 children.
Officers were called to Four Seasons Boulevard just after 10 o'clock yesterday morning for a report of a suspicious vehicle. When they arrived, they found 25-year-old Desiree Amy Hall dead in that vehicle from a gunshot wound. So far, investigators have not released any suspect information. A family friend tells us no one had heard from Hall since she dropped her youngest son off on Wednesday morning. Of course, we are keeping an eye on this. We will bring you the very latest as soon as it comes in.
Now, I want y'all to hear that. They said that they had not, the friend right there, you're going to hear from her, said that she was dropping her kid off and then this happened. So if you ask me, logically, it sounds like she might have been available and free after she dropped her kid off. So I just thought I'd throw that out there.
On this, we will bring you the very latest as soon as it comes in.
Let me back it up a little bit more. If you guys haven't already clicked that thumbs up, click that thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel, the AFC Podcast. Make that red icon white and hit the thumbs up and click the notification so you'll know when we go live. But let's listen at that again.
25-year-old Desiree Amy Hall dead in that vehicle from a gunshot wound. So far, investigators have not released any suspect information. A family friend tells us no one had heard from Hall since she dropped her youngest son off on Wednesday morning. Of course, we are keeping an eye on this. We will bring you the very latest as soon as it comes in.
I just can't understand. I just don't understand.
A mother of 5 found dead in a Greensboro park. Desiree Hall was just 25 years old.
WFMY News 2's Tahisha Moy shows us how loved ones are trying to make sense of their loss.
I spoke with a woman who says Desiree was like a niece to her. She says she hasn't slept since she heard the news, and she's praying for justice.
She did not deserve what happened to her. She did.
Kimberly Hawkins Harrington forced to say goodbye to a woman she loved so much.
Next thing I know, I was getting a phone call at like 7, you know, like she's gone. I'm like, what? Who did that?
Greensboro police say 25-year-old Desiree Hall was shot to death in a car at Hampton Park on Four Seasons Boulevard Thursday morning.
She was a good girl.
While police try to figure out who killed her, Hawkins Harrington wants the answer to another question.
It's like, why? It's just a why.
Hall was a mother between the ages of 1 and 10.
It's just a why.
Hall was a mother to 5 kids between the ages of 1 and 10.
It just breaks my heart because it's like, you know, now we got to take care of those babies.
Hawkins Harrington knows what it's like to grieve the loss of a child. Hall helped her through that.
I mean, even when my son passed away, she was right here. She stood by my side.
Now she's doing the same for her best friend, Hall's mother.
All I did was just talk to her on the phone and just let her cry.
Hawkins Harrington says she doesn't want people to focus on how Hall died, but the love she had for her kids while she was alive.
I mean, her whole heart went out to her kids.
You absolutely should focus on how she died so we can prevent other women that are in this situation from dying. Don't you think? Doesn't that make sense? Or am I just dumb? Let me let y'all hear this last video.
I just can't understand. I just don't understand.
A mother of 5 found dead in a Greensboro park. Desiree Hall was just 25 years old.
WFMY News 2's Tahisha Moy shows us how loved ones are trying to make sense of their loss.
And it was in a park. I'm sorry, nothing about this story makes any sense.
I spoke with a woman who says Desiree was like a niece to her. She says she hasn't slept since she heard the news, and she's praying for justice.
She did not deserve what happened to her. She did.
Kimberly Hawkins Harrington forced to say goodbye to a woman she loved so much.
Next thing I know, I was getting a phone call at like 7, you know, like she's gone. I'm like, what?
Who did that?
Greensboro police say 25-year-old Desiree Hall was shot to death in a car at Hampton Park on Four Seasons Boulevard Thursday morning.
She was a good girl.
While police try to figure out who killed her, Hawkins Harrington wants the answer to another question.
It's like, why? It's just a why.
Hall was a mother to 5 kids between the ages of 1 and 10.
It just breaks my heart because it's like, you know, now we got to take care of those babies.
Hawkins Harrington knows what it's like to grieve the loss of a child. Hall helped her through that.
I mean, even when my son passed away, she was right here. She stood by my side.
Now she's doing the same for her best friend, Hall's mother.
All I did was just talk to her on the phone and just let her cry.
Hawkins Harrington says she doesn't want people to focus on how Hall died, but the love she had for her kids while she was alive.
I think somebody absolutely should dig into how she died, why this dude did it, what was going on. And they're already, look, I'm going to tell you, they're already going to fry. Well, let me see if I get his face up on the screen. That dude, Austin Alvey Jackson, they're going to fry his nuts off. They're going to give that dude the death penalty, the electric chair. They're going to put him to death. He's never going to see the light of day. So if that's the case, I think the least he could do for the world to give us a bit of closure is to let us know why he did it. There is something to this story, and it just don't sound right to me. And I'm not saying that this woman deserved it. And let me repeat, this woman did not deserve to die. Okay? Even if she was a mother of 5 kids, even if she was pregnant at a young age, even if she was pregnant at having sex at 13 and got pregnant at 14 and had a kid at 15, that don't mean she needs to die. Not at all. So please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. She didn't deserve that. Not at all. But there is a story, and the story is what we have to tell in order to make sure that our young women, our young so-called queens and all that stuff, to make sure that they don't end up in these pitfalls and these situations. I don't know how y'all raise y'all kids, but the way I raise my daughter is I make sure and tell her what to look out for her. I educate her. We talk, we speak, we communicate. We are open, we are honest to make sure that my baby makes smart decisions and don't put herself in situations to lose. To have a kid at 14 years old, where the hell was her parents at this entire time? I think that as a parent, they could have put her on some birth control, or even possibly, I'm not sure how possible this was, to maybe get her tubes tied even after the 2nd or 3rd kid. Something. But there is no reason for an unmarried person to continue to keep producing kids knowing that you don't even have your life together. All you're doing is contributing to the world in a negative way. That's not a good thing for our society, to bring children into this world that way, with no stability and no protection and no fathers. The fathers are there to protect, provide, teach, and allow you to create a lineage of real family. A family is not a woman just being left alone by herself with a bunch of freaking kids. That's not a family. And people need to stop looking at these pictures of women with a bunch of damn kids and say, oh, she's got a beautiful family. Just because everybody got on the same matching t-shirt, white pants, and a pair of Jordans, that don't make them a family. That's not what a family is, whether it be the marriage social construct or whatever it is. A family is a stability, is a stable environment under one roof. And a lot of us, and too many of us, don't know what that's like. I'm fortunate that I know what it's like to be raised in a house with a mother and a father, and I know how valuable that is to children, because we all need stability. We all need stability. Otherwise, we'll be unstable. And when you talk about mental illness, that's another thing that can contribute to mental illness. So if you want to fix a problem, you got to fix a problem at the source, at the root. Am I speaking to y'all heart? Am I saying something that's real? Because last time I checked, That seems to make rational sense. To that young lady, no, she did not deserve to die. She deserved to live. She deserved to be a mother, and she deserved to grow up and become something great. She was still very young. She was only 25 years old. So to that mother, RIP, RIP. To her 5 kids, I hope they don't end up in the foster care system, and I hope that the family members step up and take care of those kids. Don't end up in the foster care system and end up like those California City boys and end up disappeared and missing somewhere. To that dude, there's a special place in hell for him too. So he'll be out of here. I'm DJ Just Jay with the AFC, and I want y'all to remember, as hard as it was to listen to my words and listen to this story, I'm speaking for the children first. We must do what's in the best interest of the children first. Advocate for children first. I got one more. Can I do one more for you guys? Yeah, the guy, was the guy her boyfriend? I think the guy was her boyfriend, a dude that she was sleeping around with, but I don't know that for a fact. So I can't really throw it out there that well. But that's my theory. I think something was up with that story. I think he might have known her. I don't think he was just robbing somebody he didn't know. It's just something about that just don't make sense. And to kill her like that, it just don't make sense. This story is going to be really short, but I absolutely have to tell this story for all of those who think that I'm not diverse enough and all his eyes do is talk about black people and just JB tap dancing for the white man, for my Trump followers and all of that stuff. Well, guess what? We got some diverse news to talk about right about now. But I'm going to tell y'all, even though I'm being facetious, it's a dumb thing to even tell me that, because none of these stories should be happening. None of these children should be murdered. None of these children should be dying. Period. Don't matter whether it's black, Mexican, white, Asian, don't matter. They shouldn't be dead. Period. Yes, I did get your email, Tina Small. Sure did. Monique, don't be laughing at me because I'm over here tap dancing for the white man. Oh, man. Oh, Lord, I'm going to have to block somebody. I don't know why people keep inboxing me with these spam messages. How many thumbs up do we have? I'm going to have to block some people. 587. We only need 13 more people to click that thumbs up, and we will be at our goal of 600. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you to the people who have donated. Let me say that real quick. I know a few people have. Kimberly Stewart and Cash App. Yeah, thank you very much for your Cash App, Kimberly. I saw your message. Rita Hopkins, if you're listening, sent in a Cash App. Said, I love you. AFC Challenge took on the $15 challenge. I hope you're still listening, Rita Hopkins. This is coming from Julie M. Julie M. Said, thank you for having a voice for our babies. Took on the $10 challenge in Cash App. Jimmy D always takes on the challenge. At least donate something, and thank you so much, brother. I always appreciate that. Let me say what's up and much love to Kydra. Kydra is always making sure and sending in an awesome amount. And I got to say thank you, Kydra. If you're listening, I want to say thank you. Let me read this one because this one came in PayPal, and then I'm going to talk about this last story. Sharon, if you're listening, Sharon said, Happy New Year from California. Thank you for your voice. Keep up the great work. And I don't want to tell y'all how much when people send over, if you send over $25, I generally will keep the amount that you send private so people don't harass y'all. Thank y'all for Cash App and Jay for me. It's all good, man. Like I say, always leave that. If people have it in their budget and in their heart to contribute to a platform like this, then if they feel like you want to support what we do, then I'm appreciative. If you feel like you just want to just show up and watch and just click the thumbs up, every bit of it helps. It really does. The people on Patreon, no matter what you guys send, man, every little bit helps. Just know that. Thank you very much. It makes it where I can just come in and do my job. And when it's time for me to put boots on the sand and go actually out in the world and go do things, like when we have our rallies, we're getting ready to start these rallies back up. We're getting ready to start visiting people on their court dates. We're getting ready to start doing more traveling. And I'm going to continue to keep making sure and sharing that with our channel members and moderators, so you guys will be able to see all of that stuff all year long, okay? Let me talk about this last story. Sharon, if you're listening, I want to say thank you again. Sending an amazing donation in PayPal. And I don't think matter of fact, she wasn't the only one. I'm sorry, I missed one. Hold on, y'all. This is coming from, I know your chat name. Hold on. It's because it's Revelation. Because you're on my Patreon. I'm trying to remember your chat name. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because I know I'm not supposed to read out your full name. Kingdom Minded, yes. Okay, Kingdom Minded. If you're out there listening, I want to say much love and thank you, Kingdom Minded, if you're listening. Also, Teresa B. I think she's in the chat. Teresa, if you're listening, I got your PayPal. Bethany Fury, your PayPal. Lynn Eversley, yours. And Patricia Modique. And this one came from Rochelle. Rochelle, if you're listening, I got yours. Lynn Eversley sent in another one just now, and I want to say thank you very much. Lynn Eversley took on the $5 challenge, so if you're listening, thank you very much. Crazy Deals and Steals, that's a really nice way to promote your product, so thank you very much. Let me give a big shout out to GSD Mom, my sister. Said, keep doing what you... See, I always know. I see your name, but I always know GSD Mom when I see you. Keep doing this important work. From GSD Mom and family, took on the $25 challenge. And you know I always appreciate you. So thank you very much. We have one more that came in. Let me make sure I can read your name. I think this is... hold on. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I can read your name. I do not want to call you out if you do not want to be called out. Let me make sure. Okay. I think I can read this. So Tasha Mack, if you are in the chat, I just got yours. And of course, I will keep your amount private. Like I said, if you send 25 or better, I will keep your amount private. But I got to say that Tasha showed just as much love as Kydra and a few other people did. And I got to say thank you very much. If you're listening, I got to say thank you so much. Tasha Mack, if you're listening, I got yours in the PayPal. All right, let's talk about this last story, and we'll go ahead and get up out of here. We still got 828 people here. That's pretty good. Let's talk about this. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all, some of y'all should know, or maybe not everybody knows, but I was recently in New Orleans. This bothers me a bit because New Orleans kind of has a history of a lot of different things, whether it be from a historical standpoint to food, to culture, to even, like, I guess you could say even murder being the culture out there as well. At one point being a murder capital of the world. But New Orleans is different now. It's not the same. It's quite a bit different than what it was 15, 20 years ago. But I did go out there and I plan to go out there again. But this story bothered me because this story happened not too far from where I was staying downtown in New Orleans. 3 people were arrested. Let me see if I can get those people's face back up on the screen. Right here. 3 people have been arrested after a 1-year-old baby boy's death at a downtown New Orleans hotel. Wow. A 1-year-old boy is dead after being found unconscious in a New Orleans hotel room Sunday, and 3 relatives, I think one is the mother, one is the father, and one is like a, just some type of relative. I don't know what he is, But all three of them have been arrested in connection with the investigation, according to police. New Orleans police arrested the boys' parents by the name of Shelby Pinson and Billy Withers. So Withers and Pinson are the biological mother and biological father. But you know what I want to call them? We're going to come up with a name for them, because we come up with a name for any weird looking individuals that murder babies. You know what we're going to call them? How about we call them the three methiers? That's going to be our nickname for these three assholes. The three methiers, because they all look like they do meth. For some strange reason, they just look like that's just what they do. I'm sorry, but when you see some hood dudes, they look like they murder people. These three individuals look like they do meth. I'm sorry, but they do. The three methiers. Now, all three are from Mississippi, and the other individual, his name is James Watkins. They just say he's a relative. But all three are from Mississippi and were booked with child cruelty after police discovered injuries to the dead child's 3-year-old brother, who was also in the hotel room, according to criminal court records. Wow. Why were all three of them in a hotel room? Look, I don't know. As of Monday, no one had been booked in the death of the 1-year-old. I'm going to say that again. None of them have been booked officially for the death of the 3-year-old. I want y'all to catch that. And that could change once authorities establish the child's manner of death. So they got to figure out if there was some foul play, if he died from natural causes. They got to go through their investigation, okay? With the autopsy. It wasn't immediately clear how long the investigation would take, but Pinson also faces a count of possession of drug paraphernalia, right? Remember that meth we was talking about? So don't say that I'm off about this. I'm not saying all people that look like them do meth. I'm just saying they look like they do meth, okay? Police who searched the hotel room said that they found a glass pipe, which officers said she and Watkins used, oh Lord, to smoke crystal meth. Woo. Wow. Boy, did I call that or did I call that? I'm not going to even lie to y'all. I pulled this story up. I didn't have time to read it, but I was absolutely right. And shout out to Illicit Deeds. They found a glass pipe in which officers said the mother and Watkins used to smoke crystal meth. So yes, they are the three methiers. The 1-year-old boy, the baby boy, was found unresponsive on the 12th floor room of the Harrah's New Orleans Hotel in the 200 block of Padre Street at about 7:30 a.m. Sunday, according to police. Now, first responders treated the boy, whose name has not been put out, and brought him to a hospital where he was pronounced dead about a half hour later. Though authorities haven't determined exactly how the boy died, a law enforcement source said investigators found scratches and bruising on his body. Now, police wrote in a court filing that the boy's 3-year-old brother was taken to the hospital to be examined for bruises on his neck and around his ribs, along with purplish spots near one of his eyes. So it sounds like they were beating the absolute hell out of these kids. Police said they learned the boys had been in the care of Pinson, who was 23 years old, the mom, and Withers, 27 years old, who was the dad, and Watkins, who was 20 years old, who checked into the hotel for the night on Saturday. They were taken to police headquarters and arrested after questioning by investigators. Now, according to court filings written by the police, hashtag not my words, When asked, they all denied knowing how the boy was injured. They all denied knowing anything. Let me ask you guys a question. If 3 grown-ass people are taking care of 2 adolescent children, and one of those children die, and one of those children end up with scratch marks, bruises to the ribs, and a black eye, I think you should be automatically arrested. They should, I don't know what they should call the charge, maybe bullshitting a cop. That should be a charge. That should be a charge. Bullshitting a cop. To sit there and say, I just don't know how this baby died. We was just smoking out meth and somehow the baby died. 3 grown-ass people don't know how a baby died? Are you kidding me? How does that even make any sense? Make me go to my high voice. How does that make any sense? Pinson says she didn't notice any injuries on her 3-year-old son while she bathed him Saturday night, police wrote in court records. She also allegedly said that she and Watkins had smoked crystal meth in the bathroom. Watkins confirmed Pinson's statement about smoking drugs, according to police. He said at some point in that evening, he heard someone being struck inside of the bathroom, but claimed he failed to see who was being hit or who had done it. Police said Withers told them the mother, Pinson, had been known to be physical with the boys, though he wouldn't discipline them in such a manner. But that still would make him an accomplice because he knew it. He saw something and he did not say something. Investigators said they obtained a warrant to search the hotel room on Sunday. They said they found the glass pipe with possible drug residue, which had been left inside a purse next to the bathroom sink. Cruelty to a juvenile is defined as any intentional or criminally negligent mistreatment or neglect inflicted upon a minor by an adult. If convicted on that charge alone, there is no mandatory minimum punishment. Adult offenders can face up to 20 years in prison if the child is younger than 8 years old. 20 years. Bail hearings for Withers and Watkins are still pending. As of Monday, Pinson's bail has been set at $32,000. All 3 are in custody in the New Orleans jail. The mother's bail, a dead child and an abused child, $32,000. Bail bondsman, get out, $3,200. This is the type of thing that I believe that there should be a automatic no bail when there's dead children. When dead children are involved, I just don't believe there should be a bail, let alone a $35,000 bail. Like, is that even a bail? 30, yeah, thank you. 35,000, 32,000, excuse me. They were very specific about it too. $32,500. $32,500. No $500,000 bail, no $1 million bail, no bail. No, she gets a bail and then gets a $32,500 bail. That's ridiculous. I know I shouldn't talk about this right now, but I'm going to say this just because it happened in Louisiana. And shout out to my guy C Murder, Corey Miller. And I'm going to say this, man. I got to say this. They convicted Corey Miller to life in prison with no evidence. Zero evidence. And that man got life in prison in Louisiana. I'm sorry, but I'm still pissed off about that. I have a deep-rooted love for New Orleans. It really started with the music, but I always wanted to go there. I got a chance to go there, and I'm going to go back again. I've made some friends out there. That just don't sit right with me, how skewed the law is. And you would think that if it's a child, then they would recognize, oh, this don't even sound right. How a man with no physical evidence can get life in jail based on somebody lying on him, which they recanted their statement, so they did lie, and get life in prison, but you can have a dead baby and one who has clearly been physically abused, and you got these meth heads and they're smoking goddamn meth. But she gets a $32,000 bail. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. I'm not going to pull the race card, but I will say that shit don't sound right at all. Let's play these videos.
Bars this evening in connection with the drowning death of an 18-month-old boy inside a New Orleans hotel room. The parents and a relative, Shelby Pinson, Billy Withers, and James Watkins, were inside of the Harris hotel room at the time and were arrested for cruelty to a juvenile. Police say the baby was found unresponsive in a bathtub and later died at a hospital. The NOPD says a 3-year-old was also inside the hotel room and suffered bruises and scrapes. Well, the balance of...
Well, New Orleans police have released pictures of the suspects involved in the death of a 1-year-old at Harris Hotel. First responders treated the baby boy at around 7:30 Sunday morning and took him to the hospital where he later died. Police arrested the parents, Billy Withers and Shelby Pinson, and another relative, James Watkins. They were all charged with cruelty charges after a 3-year-old was found with injuries in the hotel room. Now, depending on the baby's cause of death, there could be additional charges.
A 1-year-old is dead after he was found unconscious in a hotel room, and 3 relatives have been arrested in connection with the investigation. The family was staying at the Harris New Orleans Hotel on the 12th floor. First responders treated that boy around 7:30 Sunday morning before taking him to the hospital. He was pronounced dead about 30 minutes later. His cause of death isn't known at this time, but police did arrest the parents and another relative and were booked with child cruelty charges after another 3-year-old was found with injuries in the hotel room. Depending on the baby's cause of death, there could be additional charges.
Guys, and I know that, maybe I shouldn't relate those two things together because they're not the same. They're two different situations, but I'm just saying, with this particular story, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I think that we absolutely, for the smallest of our children, the most defenseless, our babies, need stronger penalties. One thing that they do know in New Orleans, in this situation, is that you have a dead baby. They do have to do an autopsy to find out the cause of death, which more than likely will bring on additional charges, so let's not forget that part. I do think that they're going to do their job. I do expect for there to be much larger charges in there, so I do expect for somebody to be facing a murder charge. But I don't think that child died of natural causes, especially when you got 3 grown-ass meth heads, the 3 methiers, being that irresponsible, and they got 2 kids around them. I guess nobody in the room said, this doesn't look right. We probably shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be a part of this. All 3 of them are stupid, and all 3 of them, if you ask me, should never be around children. And they all should get a lot of years in prison, especially for when we find out who is ultimately responsible for the death of that baby and the abuse of that other kid. All right? But we'll do an update and hopefully let you guys know something as we get some more information. But it's going to take a little bit of time. So let's try to employ a little bit of patience. This your boy DJ Just J. We are the AFC, because this ain't a me thing, it's a we thing. All right. So we'll see you guys on the next stream. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, share, and hit that thumbs up. Okay. Thank you. Now, would you guys like to hear a bonus story? I actually have a bonus story. And I say this is a bonus story just because it's an extra one that I did want to talk about and just give my thoughts on. And I don't know, it feels a little weird to call it a bonus story. But we're going to do an extra story. I said I only had 3, but I'm going to do a 4th. And it's going to be really quick. It's only going to take a minute or 2. Any death of a child should get no bail. Thank you, Jay. Keep up the good work. And y'all know her as Leanne Engel in the chat, showing love, showing everybody how we support over here. And I thank you. And not only you, but so many other people who were able to find it in their heart and in their budget. But thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's continue to keep fighting and let's give these babies a voice. Let's do it. One more thing I want to talk about. Uh-oh, where's his pictures at? Did I lose his pictures? I must be, oh, yeah. Okay. I guess I got to put it in the picture section. Hold on just a second. Ah, there we go. Sorry about the sniffling. What's up, Megan Wilson? I see you. Say good morning, and good morning to you. Good morning to you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure how many of you guys have heard about this story about the father, the Amazon worker who went to work and took his child with him to his job, but he didn't take the kid inside the facility. He didn't find a babysitter. This man pulled up to the job, left the kid in the car, taped up the window so nobody could, I guess, see inside the car, went to work and left his baby in the car, and thank God that somebody saw something and said something and reported it, got police there, busted open the window. I'm telling y'all the whole damn story. Let me just tell y'all about this man by the name of Lionel Childs. Lionel Childs is an Amazon contract worker facing child abuse charges. So let me tell y'all the story. This father was arrested Monday after his 3-year-old daughter, that beautiful little princess that y'all see right there, that baby was found alone in his car while he worked at an Amazon fulfillment center. But, I guess I could tell y'all this part because it's not going to be in here. So basically, they called the police. The police came, busted out the window, discovered the baby because somebody walked by the car and saw it. And then they went and found the dad, arrested him, and then put the child in protective custody. But he was originally facing charges, but he may not now face criminal child abuse charges, sources have told MLK 50 through Justice Through Journalism. Sources say that the Shelby County District Attorney and social services agencies plan to work with the father, Lionel Childs, to get him the resources he needs, which could include child care assistance. A Shelby County District Attorney spokesperson would not confirm the status of the child's case, but did say it has been reset for arraignment on March the 16th of this year. Memphis police officers responded to a call Monday afternoon at an Amazon fulfillment facility on Holmes Road after a worker spotted the child alone in a car in the facility's parking lot, according to the police report. The father told police that he did not have anybody to watch his child while he was at work. That's what he told them. So as I'm telling this story, I want y'all to post y'all real thoughts in here, and then I'm going to give y'all what my thoughts are. He told the police, I'm sorry, let me not do that. He told the police that he did not have anybody to watch his child. The father is 30 years old and was released from Shelby County Jail today, and this afternoon was checking with his employer to see if he still had a job, his mother, Cordia Child, said. The outpouring of compassion from people near and far, including 2 GoFundMe campaigns, have been a comfort during a very stressful time, she said. It's so heartwarming for people to reach out the way that they've reached out to help my son, said his mom, Cordia Childs, who is the grandmother. She said the girl is fine. The father's Facebook page features more images of his daughter than of himself. I'm going to read that again. His Facebook page has more story. I can tell y'all the story. I'll tell y'all the story. A long time ago, I had my daughter's mom come out here to Texas with me. And she brought my daughter because I wanted to spend time with my daughter. And that was the easiest way I could get her out here. And my daughter's mom was nice enough to bring her out here. Well, when my daughter's mom got sick while she was out here, we had to take her to the hospital. So here we are away from all of our resources. And this was at a time when I really didn't know anybody out here in Texas at all. I didn't know anybody out here. And I had to be at work while my daughter's mom was in the hospital. So what I did, I called my boss, and then I called the place where I was working at. I called the manager of that store, and I told them what my situation was. And I said, in the type of job I do, I said I could watch my daughter, but I need to bring her to work. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to come to work. But they were nice enough to kind of help me work it out. We had her in the break room. People were going to check with her every few minutes. I was checking with her. We had her food, TV, and all of that stuff. So they were nice enough. But I could tell you guys, I've been there and I've done that. But is it right to bring your kids to work? No. And especially on top of that, he didn't be responsible enough to let people know that call your boss. You got to let somebody know what the hell is going on. You can't just leave a kid in a car. Whether it's hot, cold, don't matter. If it's a perfect day outside, you cannot leave a child in a car. That is stupid and it's dangerous. I want everybody to understand that. That's inexcusable. That's a failure as a parent. But let me say this. I'm glad that Amazon recognized that they could turn a negative into a positive as a company. So thumbs up to Amazon. He did not work directly for Amazon. So I'm hoping that maybe they can put out a policy. The people he worked for can put out something to where they can help fathers or mothers in these situations where they need a little bit of help. But here's the thing. This man could have asked somebody for help. I believe he could have asked somebody, anybody for help. Or you just don't take your ass to work. If it causes you to maybe lose your job, then that's the risk you got to take, because you cannot risk your child's life. That's what you cannot do. That is the fatal flaw. That is the major error. You cannot put your child in danger. Don't matter how bad you want to go to work. Don't matter. But I will say this. I'm glad that society realizes that that little girl is alive. She's smiling. The dad did a dumb thing. No harm, no foul. She's good. And they started up a GoFundMe just to support him and hopefully just get him back to an even keel and just turn this negative into a positive. And I got to say, that's how society comes together, and that's how we fix a problem. We make it to where, look, you have to speak about your issues, be honest about your issues, and we try to work those issues out together. And I'm glad that as society, they're just doing just enough to make sure, hey, get yourself together, get your situation together, get her some daycare together, and just make sure that you never do this again to your daughter. Make sure that she always has a proper place to be. So I think this is kind of a bittersweet story. The baby is okay. I don't think she's going to be traumatized. The dad seems to love his baby, but this is kind of partially what we hope for. We hope that we have more fathers that care. We just got to have smart dads. You got to be smarter than this. But I'm glad that he cares. I'm glad that he loves his baby. That's why this is a bittersweet story. That's a beautiful little girl. And I want to say to the father, Mr. Childs, take care of that baby. Continue to take care of that baby. And just do the best by her. And just always don't put nothing above your baby. Not now and not ever. Salute to that father. And I hope that he can become something great. And I hope that his baby can grow up and become something great. I'm happy to see a father in the picture. This is your boy DJ Just Jay with the AFC, where we advocate for children first. From my heart to yours, I love you guys. Thank y'all for listening to this stream. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And we'll see you guys on the next stream, okay? And we'll upload these stories in separate videos so you guys can watch them in smaller quantities, okay? So we'll see y'all on the next stream. Peace. Thank you to everybody who has listened. If you guys need anything from me, my email address is in the description box, as well as for the t-shirts. The link is there for Nora's 915 and for Keyline Designs, for Bugetto.net, and also for Lumberjack Beards. All of those links are in the description box. Also, if y'all want to get Kurt Dogg's brand new album, it's free. It's free. It's free. Go pick up my brother Kurt Dogg's album, OG Music. Let him know you support him. Download that for free from Dat Piff. Show some love. You guys have a great night. If y'all need anything from me, holler at your boy. Thank you to those who had it in their budget to donate. Y'all have a great night. Peace.
Nora's Authentic Designer has some of the most glamorous and stylish handbags your girl has ever seen. So ladies, if you want to get fly, and fellas, if you want to take care of your lady, please be sure to go to www.noras915.com. www.noras915.com. That's right, www.noras915.com.
Hello listeners, come mask up with Keyline Designs, where you reap what we sow. We offer essential handcrafted face masks made with 100% cotton, equipped with a built-in filter and a slot for refillable filters. Our masks have many uses, like riding motorcycles, ATVs, while out in public places, outside exercising, lawn and gardening, and helps prevent the spread of germs. We offer bling, sports logos, monograms, many assorted fabrics and colors. We make child-sized masks starting at the age of 2. Come join us today for the launch of our new website at keylinedesigns.com. Please be sure to like and follow our page on Facebook. Our links can be found in the description box of this video. Thank you.